Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Emanuel. Days are getting shorter and temperatures getting colder, and now some are starting to feel the effects of seasonal depression. Our Sonia Ellison takes a look at how winter weather affects our mood.
If the gray and gloomy winter has gotten your mood down, seasonal affective disorder may be to blame. Seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is a change in mood as a result of the season, usually at the end of fall and the early winter. It can impact the quality of life.
It is said that SAD is caused by a lack of sunlight in the winter months, which causes serotonin to drop.
Over 3 million cases are reported each year. SAD is most common in females and those age 18 to 35. Symptoms include feeling depression or sadness most days of the season, fatigue, loss of concentration and interest in normal activities, feeling hopeless or worthless, getting too much or too little food or sleep, weight loss or gain, and even suicidal thoughts. SAD can be managed by a few lifestyle changes.
You got to stay outside and you've got to get the fresh air and keep exercising. That's the key.
I'm a walker. I spend a lot of time outdoors.
Eat healthy. Just make sure you eat your meals and exercise.
Remember to turn off all devices at least 1 hour before going to bed. Avoid long naps during the day and keep a very regular sleep and wake schedule, even on weekends.
The cloud cover is always there, but get out in the sun as much as you can and take your vitamin D.
Doctors can also prescribe medication and recommend using a light therapy box that mimics the sunlight.
Gotta be positive, ma'am.
From now on, we gain 2 minutes of daylight daily until spring.
It goes away, the sun comes out, and I'm twice as happy when it does.
But if you think you may be one of the many suffering from SAD, talk to your healthcare provider or mental health professional. Sonia Ellison, Big Fox News.
South Main Street in Elmira is getting road work done to replace lead water pipes underneath the road. The work will take place along South Main Street and West Chemung Place. Expect traffic delays throughout the rest of this week as crews work on the project. There is also a detour for those who are traveling southbound on South Main Street that takes drivers west on West Chemung Place. 3 new lawmakers were sworn into the Steuben County Legislature. Joe Tobia of Corning, Shannon Logsdon of Wayland-Cohocton, and William Thu, representing the Avoca-Fremont area, took their oaths of office. Bath's Kelly Fitzpatrick was elected to Legislature's chair. James Kuhl of Irwin was selected as vice chair, Hornell's Gary Swackhammer as board majority leader, while Democrat Hilda Lando is now minority leader. Bath's Dorman Library was given a $10,000 grant from Corning Incorporated. The grant will be used for a new outdoor learning space certified by nonprofit Nature Explorer. The educational outdoor space will be a 1.6-acre child and nature-centered place for the community to enjoy. Mimi's Lounge presented the Elmira Animal Shelter a $24,000 check to make improvements to the shelter. Mimi's Lounge raised the money, and last month the Elmira City Council voted to accept the money for this project. After weeks of backlash over her response to anti-Semitism on campus, Harvard University's president resigned on Tuesday. Caroline Shively has details from Washington.
Harvard President Claudine Gay called it quits Tuesday, resigning from her post just weeks after a congressional hearing where she failed to say promoting the genocide of Jews violated university policies.
Calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign.
Gay is the second Ivy League president to lose her job after that hearing. University of Pennsylvania head Elizabeth McGill resigned on December 9th. Both faced backlash following their responses to the October 7th Hamas terror attack on Israel.
Our Jewish American students felt so threatened and unsafe and unsupported by not just the leadership of these institutions, but by their boards.
I hope that this day, January 2nd, moving onwards.
Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. Some gray skies were returning across the area. And as we look through the overnight under those overcast skies, note that the winds are looking variable from a southwesterly wind steering west-northwesterly and then becoming northerly as we especially head into those early morning hours tomorrow. Not only do we bring in strong northerly winds gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour, but it is going to be associated with a passing frontal system that is even going to be able to shake out a few flakes. So some high impacts will be around for the morning commute, but then conditions should ease by the end of the day with some sunshine. And then that sunshine is going to stick around into our Friday, as this will be the calm before the storm, as we will be watching a low pressure system sliding its way up the east coastal regions, allowing for a snow system not only to affect us locally, but through the northeast, which could be one of the more notable storms that we have here over the next week ahead. So first off, when it comes to the system that is currently in place, we are watching that it has been triggering some lake effect snow, but we are noting that now that system is going to drop in, bring in those gusty northerly winds, and then be able to shake out a few snow showers there through about mid-morning. As quickly as the early afternoon, that cloud cover clears out and will hold to a high pressure system into our Friday, bringing us with some of that cooler sunshine. So here, as we look at accumulation, it does look very minor. There's at least some of that contour there. When I talk contour, I'm talking that shading in the background. So noting that at least some flakes will be seen. Minor accumulation expected, though maybe a few tenths of an inch, to be seen as that moves its way in with those gusty winds. Now, those gusty winds will also be bringing cooling. So as we wake up in the morning at the lower 30s, that is where we're going to stay. As mentioned, that frontal system passes on by through the mid-morning with those overcast skies and a few flakes. So that's where those temperatures will stay. We do get some clear skies before sunset. And then once we get those clear skies, those temperatures will fall as we head into our Friday morning. So 34 is the technical high temperature, but that's the temperature at midnight. Again, we were seeing pretty steady there into those 30s. So expect as we look across much of the region, as you're seeing those lower 30s, again, temperatures pretty steady into the 20s, low 30s will be the temperatures throughout the day. Though we will see that clearing, which will allow for those clear and calm skies into our Friday to drop down into those teens, which is about where we should be this time of the year. We're starting to finally kick out some of these more mild temperatures. Now, we'll stay with more of a winter-like day on Friday temperature-wise, but we will pair it up with some sunshine. And again, this is the calm before the storm, is what we will be watching as the low across the southeast will move its way to the northeast into those waters, which is going to send snow showers up much of the northeast. Could cause for some travel impacts there on Sunday, and then we'll be watching a warmer storm system that will be arriving as early as Tuesday.